Hi, and welcome to the client-sided animation tutorials. We are going to turn this SVG logo into a loader. Now, the first problem we have here is that the logo is just put into the HTML in an image tag, which makes it very hard and even impossible to animate the SVG elements within the SVG, because we are going to need the IDs and the classes to animate this. Now, there is an easy way to solve this. We can just go to the logo SVG. There is a large amount of bumbo jumbo in here. Don't worry about it too much. This is just how the pod must behave. So the points within the pods where the edges are and to fill it in. So we are just going to take this, go to our index.html and replace all of this. Now here you will not see any difference, except now we can inspect the SVG. How we do this is we can press F12 or we can do inspect. Now as you can see, we got our SVG, our definitions, and most important, we got our G tags, which include paths. We got the bottom half of the guy, the top half of the guy, and we have the half circle. So let's start animating this, shall we? First, I will take the half circle, which has the ID of path 7. We will start with this. So path 7, the ID. So we use a hashtag for ID. And we will start with an animation. This will last 5 seconds. This will ease out. As you can see, there is ease in and out and out. But for today, we will just use out. So it will not accelerate, but it will decelerate at the end of an animation step. We do not want any delay on this animation. It can go infinitely. Let's just call this bong. That's just a name you want to give the animation. So below that, we will do add keyframes. This means this will just say what keyframes there will be in a certain animation, and this animation name will be Pong. We can go from 2 to 2. This will go from 0% to 100%. So I go from transform translate 0 pixels to transform translate 100 pixels. You can see it will just take 2 seconds and animate from 0 pixels to 100 pixels and then just jump to its original position. If you don't want it to jump to its original position, you can use alternate. This will go to the 100 pixels and then break. Let's just put it on infinite and there we go. Yeah. Now, this is not very nice to see as an animation, so we'll start doing it correctly. So we want to start at 0%. At 0%, we want the transform. This will transform an image. This could be a rotation, a scale, a lot of things, like you see a skew, a translate as you just saw, which will just translate it to an X, a Y, or an X and Y coordinate. But we want to rotate it. And we want to rotate it at 0 degrees in the beginning. Then let's say at 15%, we will, no, we don't need that. We will transform it for 100 degrees. Let's see. Ah, yes, perfect. As you can see here, it will just not work as we want to, because we would just think it will rotate and that's the end of it. The problem here is, by default, the rotation point is the top left corner. So if we want to change that, we will just say transform origin is center. So if we do it now, it will just click like an old rotary phone. That's a nice part, but that's not really a nice loading screen, is it? So at 30%, we will just make it go back to the starting position. And let's say at 45%, it will go back there again. Yeah, this is a very shaky animation, and a lot of people will just get anxiety by looking at this. So we'll make it a bit better again. We will just take the 30% again and put it on 60. And then from a 60 to 100%, we'll say that it can rotate the full circle, and as we all know, a circle is 360 degrees. So now it's going very, very fast, and we don't want that, so I'll just put this on 5 seconds. And now we got a nice animation. If you want, you could stop here, but we are going to make it just a little bit better. Namely, it will go under the guy, but a bit above him. So maybe we'll take it and let's say we'll translate it a bit. So to add another transform, you can just add it behind it. So we'll translate it by -25 pixels. We'll see what that gives. It's okay for the starters, so we'll just put it there as well then. And we'll put it here at 0 because the starting position is correct. 0, 0, 0, 0. Well, it's okay. I can live with this. It's better than expected. Let's also animate his head. And we see his head here. We see it's bot 4 with the ID. So we'll just add it here. Bot 4. There we go. Nothing will change in our animation yet. Let's just let him have a little breather while he contemplates life and waiting for the page to load. I'm just gonna steal this. We'll make it 2 seconds. Again, no delay. It can go infinitely, and we'll name it Bob, as in this will be the name of our guy, and also his head will bob. So keyframes. We'll do Bob, since that is the name we chose here. Always have the name compatible with the keyframes you want. We'll take this from start, so transform, translate 0 degrees, and we'll go to transform, translate, let's say 2%. 0, not degrees, you can't translate in degrees. So 2%. Now if you save this, he's going to the site, and that's not something we want. The reason for this is we use translate. The first property will always be the X value, and the second property will be the I value. But I don't want to do more than one value, so I'm just going to say translate Y, and there we go. But now he just bobs back up, and it's not a very smooth animation. So I will just add behind infinite alternate. And now normally Bob will breathe in and out while he contemplates life when it's loading. This is not finished for me because it's now just sitting there in a corner on our page, and that's not very cool. So what we will do is we'll wrap this SVG we have here, clean it up a bit. There we go, nice and clean. We'll add a div around it, add a class, call it loader, since that's what we're gonna do. Find the end of the SVG, add it at the end of the SVG. There we go. Now, animation, we want loader. We want the loader to have full width. We want the loader to have full height. We also want the loader to be above everything else. So we'll use position absolute, a Z index, which is quite high. And let's add gradient. We'll do background image, linear gradient. This will be to bottom right. So I want it from the top left to the bottom right. I want the nice diagonal one, but I don't know what colors. Now, a quick and easy way to find some good colors is flat UI colors. So we're just gonna go to the site flatUIcolors.com. There we go. We'll just take the first one. I also want it to be translucent with some opacity. So copy format will be RGBA. I'll take this one, just add it here. And then I'll take just the purple one next to it. Take it here. If we save now, we'll have a nice gradient, but as you can see, it's much too big and too colorful for our little image there. So we'll just add the new alpha. So red, green, blue, alpha, RGBA. There we go. And let's add it here as well. Too big. There we go. Much cleaner right now, but it's still in the corner. That's not really what we want. So we'll just do display flex. So we want to use flexbox for this. We'll do align items center. So if we watch now, it will be vertically aligned, which is very good. And we'll do justify content. So what justification do we want for the content? This will be centered as well. And there we go. We have a nice little loader for over the screen, just waiting, contemplating life until this page is loaded, which will be never since we do not have content or any conditions for loading. Thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you on the next animation adventure.